Well, it is.
Welcome to 726.
Horizontal stripes,
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Dan Reynolds, and here's Sandy Richardson. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, well, good.
You can interrupt. Go ahead and.
Well, I interrupt you all the time, Dan.
I know.
I don't see why I should change at all.
I know. It's punishment to me. But go ahead.
No. Who was I speaking with just the other day? And Mary Jo. And Mary Jo, she said we just are so natural together.
Are we really?
Well, for an hour we can handle it, and then
Not
after
me.
that it's a stretch.
We crumble. We see who can push you out the door fast.
That's right. And we watch that clock tick down as it gets close to that, 59. It's like, oh, that's it. We're done.
Yeah, it is a struggle.
Please.
But what isn't these days?
Lots of
when
things.
You're here.
When I'm here. Okay. All right. Careful, Dorothy's here. She said she could step in if I needed
That's
to
right.
leave.
Yeah, she did a phenomenal job, if I remember correctly.
So I told her to keep
one
her
of those days
ring.
one of those days where
I attended a funeral.
Or something. Mm-hmm. I had no notice.
No, the day you attended the funeral, you did, because I called you the day before.
Whatever it was.
Only once did you have no notice.
That was probably when she was here.
Well, good. I'm glad Dorothy stepped in.
Dorothy stepped in, and she did a phenomenal job. And before the show was over with, we were signing contracts for her to do her own show.
Well, good. And you'll get the big bucks, too. Yeah. Okay.
Of course, that show doesn't start till 2026.
2026. Yeah. Okay, because there's a lot of prep work. She's doing research. It's in the research and development stage. That's right. Well, it is Halloween. You did note that it's not going to air until after Halloween.
This will air after Halloween.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, we know that, Daniel. But it's still Happy Halloween today.
We're happy.
Have
you got the scarecrow outfit?
No. Actually, this is the Cowardly Lion outfit. No, Dorothy said she liked my sweater, and I said, well, I call it my Bert Lahr look because it reminds me of the Cowardly Lion every time I wear it. But I liked it in the store. I'm not as crazy about it in person, but I wear it. It's okay.
It's got a mood.
It's got a mood. Mm-hmm. It looks like I need to be on a lava lamp.
It reminds me of a shepherd dog for some reason.
That's possible. It's kind of
I'm
shaggy
trying to push
and all that.
this as much as I can push it.
Well, that's really not much of a stretch there.
I know, I can't.
If you're trying to offend me, that ain't going to work.
Maybe I should try pulling instead of pushing.
Yeah, okay, go right ahead. Well, what have you been up to, Daniel?
I took a trip this weekend.
That's right, you went to Kentucky to visit your father.
I went to visit my father, and then I spent a day in Nashville with my buddy that I was in high school with. We were in bands together back then. So
was that when you had your long black hair in the band?
I didn't have black hair, but I had long hair.
Okay, well, I've still not seen a picture. You told me you'd bring a picture someday of one of your bandy looks.
Okay.
I mean, I really would, yeah. I'd like to see it. Okay, well,
if you go to my Facebook page, I've got plenty of photos on there.
Well, I'm your Facebook page.
You need to jump onto my Facebook page.
I've never looked. Sorry, I've never looked at your page.
You need to go back and look.
I will go and look at your page because you sent me a like. I saw that, but I haven't done anything about that. You did, but I haven't done anything.
You sent me a bag.
A bag?
A bag.
What's that?
A bag to be a friend.
Oh. For heaven's sakes, you've been trying to be my friend forever. So anyway, but that's all right. You said yes,
so I had a good time.
Made my day. Well, good. So you enjoyed your visit with your dad?
Yeah, I don't see him that much.
Well, I guess not if he lives in Kentucky.
Yeah, so...
Is he northern Kentucky, like near the Ohio border?
He's around Lexington, around that area.
Okay.
Middle of the state.
Very nice.
And we got the brunt end or the tail end of Sandy. Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah, I've been getting lots of
teasing. Did they call you if they wanted to use your name?
But I've been getting lots of teasing. I got a couple of Facebook hits or more than a couple about what are you doing causing so much trouble. Mm-hmm. And then I've got a really special friend that's really been harassing me the last couple of days about leaving nothing but destruction in your wake. And that sort of stuff. So.
But I think it was predicted that it would be a lot bigger than what it was supposed to be. So
No, she was bigger than they thought.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, they thought Tide was going to be 11, then she was 13, and she was a storm of epic proportion, and the lowest barometric pressure ever to enter the East Coast that far north. I have no idea what that means, but
odd weather.
Anyway, I'm on the list. I'm number 2 after Hurricane Katrina as far as destruction.
Well, good.
So it was, and they spelled it correctly, but why? That's good.
That's good.
That's important.
They've been showing photos from New York City, and the subways are flooded. I mean,
with seawater.
How does that work? I mean,
I don't know, but they said the problem was because it's seawater, they can't just dry it out. It's going to corrode. And the really sad stuff, not that all of it's not sad, is the Jersey Shore, which I've never been to. But it's devastated.
Yeah,
I mean, houses wash off their foundations and...
I think what they ought to do is take that boardwalk. Now, I don't know how old it is, but you remember when they tore down, and I can't remember what the bridge it was, that was the old wooden bridge over in New York City. I can't remember the bridge, but anyway, they broke that up into pieces and they sold them for so much money, and they made a lot of money just selling little bitty
that is
pieces
a
of it.
Call Chris Christie then.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Atlantic City Boardwalk and all that kind of, I mean, it's, you look at it and you just think, wow. And every single person, of course, that's interviewed, they always say, oh my goodness, we've lost everything. And then they stop and say, no, we didn't lose anything. We're all fine. So everybody has that initial, oh, how horrible. And then it kicks in and they think, no, we're fine.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. Everybody's safe. And one woman, she said, I built it once, I can build it again.
Yeah.
So that's the right attitude, but your heart goes out to those people.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Kind of thing. Kind of bummer, sad.
Yeah. Well, let's tell people who's on the show today. I think that would be appropriate. You want me to do? I can handle it because I wrote it. Now I don't know if I'll get the names right, but Ken House and Chris Loftus is here from the CMC Hospice. They're here to talk about National Hospice Month.
Hospice. Very good. Very good.
And then April Bailey, Phyllis Holmes, and Dorothy Judd are here to talk about the Twin Lakes Choral Society. They've got a concert coming up in December.
And they're in costume.
They are.
They're in costume, so it's all.
Oh, they all are.
He looks around like like that all the time. Dorothy, the hat, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I like that period, whatever period that is. It's like a turn of the century.
1960s, he'd have never known.
No, it's a turn of the century. 1900s,
yes, very good. Turn of the century.
1800s, whatever.
Very,
yeah, somewhere around there. And then we have Kim Crow-Shaner. She's going to be talking about an event where Tim Ernst is. Tim Ernst himself going to be there, or is it just his works? Okay, he's making a trip. Now, Tim Ernst is from our neck of the woods over in Harrison, and he's quite
he's
been
in
active.
Mountain Home before and drew a big crowd out at the college about 5 or 6 years ago.
He's quite well known.
He's well known in the area.
He's the only guy that has a really good trails book. The only one that I know of. If you're going to do any hiking around it, you'll need his
I've got his waterfall book and I've got his trail.
Yeah, and he's a great photographer too.
I've been knocking out his waterfalls for years.
She's here to talk about that and representing the Donald W. Reynolds Library. And then last but not least, we have 6th and 7th graders from Cotter Elementary School. And they're having a leadership conference and they're going to Washington, D.C. We'll be talking all about that. And I'd like to mention Kim Crow-Shaner's kids. They're here. They're in costume. Is that right? That's right. Is this for Halloween? If we have time, maybe. We'll get them on.
We have the Snow Queen.
Snow Queen and
a police officer.
And a police officer. All right. Let's take a break. How about that? And then we'll get started with the show. Stick around in a couple minutes. You'll be talking with Ken House and Chris Loftus. Stay with us.